Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Burnley Career Mode. I want to say this is episode. Oh, God. This is episode. Let me check real quick. We are in episode 8. Wow, it's been a long time, and we're nearing towards the end of the season, coming towards the last 10 or so games, and we're in hot form in the Premier League as we are sitting comfortably right now around 5th or 6th place. And certainly not what I expected, but after playing most of the games, getting used to the team, I could say that we deserve to be here now. After a pretty shaky start, we got our form up. But from this game, you'll see I had to change something because the game was just getting a little bit too easy for me on Ultimate. And as you can see here, Pulisic has the ball. He gets tackled by Darnell Furlong. Darnell with the good tackle plays into Mavididi, into Brownell. Brownell will take it up the field, and Max Mason is making a run, as you can see on the left-hand side, in behind. Can Max Mason finally get his first goal for the club? And he can. Finally, the boy from the academy, the real deal. This is the special one here. Max Mason gets his first ever goal contribution in a massive game against Chelsea. And it was a brilliant goal, honestly. Splits between the two defenders, and you would think he was about to get tackled, but he still squeezed the shot off. And the 17-year-old gets himself his first goal in the Premier League, and it was a long time awaiting. You know, it's been maybe 15 games where he's played without getting a goal or an assist, but he's been quality, really, in all the games we've played him in. I can't say I've disliked anything he's done, but that'll be it for halftime as we lead 1-0 against Chelsea with more of a fringe team out. As you could see before I went into the game, I put Robbie Brady at left wing back as was his name? Charlie Taylor was pretty tired. And yeah, right off kickoff, we'll have the ball with Chris Wood, and he'll slip in Joelinton, and the Chelsea defense just sleeps and lets me in, and I score. And like as nice as a goal and as nice as a run that was, kind of frustrated me that I was able to just run through the defenders. Like I didn't even need to put any effort in. Literally just took a stocky big striker in Joelinton, doesn't have that much pace, and just sprinted through the defense. But at this point it would be 2-0. Max Mason now on the ball, holds it up brilliantly, lays it off to Robbie Brady. Robbie Brady, what is the defense doing, man? Joelinton, and he'll score his second of the game. Like, where is the defense going? I'm leading against Chelsea 3-0 away from home, and I honestly have only had 3 chances in this game, and I've scored each one, and all it came down to really the Chelsea defense. Like, what is happening here? Like, where are the center backs? But 3-0 away from home against Chelsea, and I don't know if you guys could tell, but the goal scoring is not going to stop at 3-0 as we throw the ball into Max Mason, who will take it up the field. Very positive player. Every time he gets the ball, he dashes forwards, tries to get as many yards as he can, and they'll lay it back off to Robbie Brady, who's had a great game. Robbie Brady plays in for Mbongo, and he'll score the 4th goal of the game. 4-0 against Chelsea. And Robbie Brady gets himself a second assist. He's had a brilliant game at left wing back. And the Swedish striker, who hasn't scored in a couple games, will get his goal. And, I mean, again, like, where is the defense? How has Mbongo allowed that space? As nice as it is winning against a big team, it just felt like it was way too easy at this point. And I knew I had to change something. And even at 4-0, it would not stop. Max Mason with a good ball out wide. He receives the ball. It's a great ball into Joelinton there. Joelinton has an opportunity to slip in. Mbongo, again, what is the defense doing? And Mbongo will not miss that. It's 5-0. 5-0 against Chelsea. Burnley leading 5-0 at Stamford Bridge. Yeah, I mean, I needed to change something. And the career mode, honestly, the gameplay, it hasn't felt as fun as of late because I've just been beating everyone. So I knew after this game, especially after a 5-0 win, I had to change the sliders, and I honestly didn't really know how to change them. So as you can see, once I get out of this game, I just started putting random things up and random things down. Like, well, it'll probably show you in a little bit, but yeah, we beat Thomas Tuchel's men 5-0 at their home stadium, and we'll move on to the next game against Arsenal in the FA Cup. But yeah, as you'll see, I just took all of the everything basically for the CPU, brought it up, all the the shot error brought it down, hoping they would score more and be just better on the ball. And it was a good test in this game against Arsenal to see how this game mode would, or these difficulty settings would impact the speed of the play. And I'll tell you guys right now, Arsenal played a very heavily rotated team. I think a lot of academy players, and this was a tough game. You probably won't see from the highlights because I'm not going to add a lot of the Arsenal plays in this, but this game was incredibly tough. Arsenal was a very hard team to get in behind. My passes seemed to be intercepted almost every time, and I had to be very precise with them, which, I mean, it feels good. I like when that happens. And as you can see, a good move gives Josh Brownhill a shot, and after, that was a move I actually had to work hard for. Good passes all the way around as we take it down the line with Furlong, and Joe Wellington has maybe an opportunity, but they deal with it well as they clear it out. And now Arsenal have the opportunity. Pepe to maybe score, but Charlie Taylor comes from behind and wins it. And that'll be it for halftime. 0-0. Difficult to break down this Arsenal team. And, of course, our defense is very strong as well, so it was not going to be easy for Arsenal. But John McGinn will get the ball and play into Chris Wood. And Chris Wood, we finally get in behind the defense with a brilliant ball to Joelinton. Good first touch. And can Joelinton finish? Is that even a question at this point? Joelinton scores in the top left corner. Chris Wood with a beautiful ball over the top. And that was just a well-worked goal. We ended up getting in behind Arsenal's defense. And even though I fixed the sliders, obviously 60 rated defenders are not going to be that great, as Bull is a little bit out of position there. But we take the lead in the FA Cup. It's 1-0, and we're looking like we might extend our cup run to the next stage. But as you can see here, Arsenal plays some quick 1-2 passes. Thomas Partey on the ball into Gazolika. Gazolika into Partey into Bergwijn. It's a good touch around me. And you could just see in the shot animation there, that's the shot error going down. The way he struck that ball with so much precision and power, basically any time the CPU is going to be around my box, it's going to be a goal. There's just nothing I could do about it at this point. But we'd get one more chance before the game would end in the 90th minute to maybe sneak away without having to play a replay. As John McGinn plays it to Mumbungo, back to McGinn. McGinn tries to loft it forwards, but Mumbungo with the great challenge. And now here's an opportunity for Mavididi against his old club, and he shoots it right at Leno. And that would be game for this one. 1-1 in the FA Cup, and we would have to come to the Emirates for a second leg, or rather a replay match. And as the third game of the episode, where you take on Sheffield, a team that we've played numerous times this season, obviously. This will be our third time playing them, but it's always a difficult game against them. One time in the FA Cup and then one time in the league where we lost. But they would get the first chance of the game and slip in Morelos, and Morelos would score instantly. A great goal from the former Rangers striker. And yeah, this was not looking like it was going to be an easy game for me. And I was basically chasing it for the rest of the game, as we have an opportunity in the 15th minute with Max Mason, who plays a good ball to McGinn. McGinn into Joe Wellington, and Joe Wellington on his left foot smashes it into the top left corner with great precision and great aim. Joe Wellington, I mean, this guy is just on fire. He's a class striker. And that's probably one of the best signings of the season, as he's getting closer and closer to the top scorer award. No one's really been talking about his assists as of late, because he's transformed his game into more of a lethal forward and not really much of a assisting one, I guess, as Chris Wood has really stopped scoring. And it's kind of unfortunate, because I wanted this team to be around Chris Wood and Joe Wellington, but as you can see, they break through the offside trap. A great save from Nick Pope, but 6'5" Sander Berg is just always going to win that header over Darnell Furlong. It was the last player I wanted to have on a header rebound on an open net. There's no one in the world that would stop Sander Berg from scoring a header there. There's nothing you could even do about that. And unfortunately, Sheffield will take the lead yet again, as that would be it for halftime. We would lose the ball there, and we trail to Sheffield And at the moment, they look like they're going to do the double on us, which I don't think any team in the league has done yet. I don't think anyone's beaten us twice. So we'll look to maybe try to save that reputation as Max Mason gets the ball in the midfield, turns his man, just pinging it everywhere. He was just the center of the play here. Max Mason, good passes to McGinn. McGinn into Chris Wood. Chris Wood would hit Max Mason again. And Mason with the brilliant ball in. And Joe Wellington would get the equalizer. And he gets his first assist as well. Max Mason. And yeah, it's time. It is time for Max Mason to finally cement himself into this Burnley team. He's been a great player for us in previous games. Not really getting the stats to show for it, but a game-winning assist and just a brilliant performance and a goal against Chelsea as well. Max Mason is finally here, guys. He's been great, but now he's finally delivering on the score sheet, thankfully. And yeah, that'll be it for the game. We'd equalize or stay level with Sheffield, and this is the one team in the league I think we are yet to beat other than like Liverpool. And yeah, as you can see, James Tarkowski gets a 5-day injury, and also his development plan was over, which is kind of unfortunate. He's going to stop at 82 rated, and once he comes back from injury, he'll go up to that +1. But as you guys know, we're still in the January transfer window, and today we'd be covering deadline day, as I needed a backup left back because before I was playing Robbie Brady at left back, and although he was great, he's only getting older, and I kind of need a backup and maybe a future replacement to our boy Charlie Taylor. So I brought in Josh Tymon, the man from Stoke City, young left back, and I just feel like he would fit our team quite well. And yeah, we're going to go into the negotiations with Stoke, hopefully bring the Englishman to Turf Moor. And he already had a valuation for him. I scattered a little bit, but I was also pretty impatient. I don't really have a lot of money, but I figured why not go in for a player here. Then they wanted Dale Stevens, and until the halfway point of the season, I'm pretty sure I have not used them in the league at all. So even though at the beginning of the season I didn't want to let go of him, I literally have just not used them at all. Also, Max Mason came out of the academy, and we even have Nico Stone that might be able to get a game at center mid. And I just feel like there's no more room for Dale Stevens, and there really never was, as we have McGinn, Brownhill, Max Mason, even Ashley Westwood is still at the club, just kind of sitting on the bench though. But yeah, Josh Tymon signs on a sporadic 5-year deal worth $13K. And yeah, we'd swap Dale Stevens and Josh Tymon, and I think both parties are suited with that deal. They get an extra midfielder, and we get a very important backup left back that we've been missing all season for sure, because obviously we didn't have a backup left back. Anthony Glennon left us on loan, also just wasn't high rated enough. But I also wanted to go for one more backup striker because, as you know, we got rid of Jay Rodriguez, brought in Mavididi, but he's more of a right midfielder for us, as we have Joe Wellington, who's a great striker. We have Ashley Barnes, who I was kind of looking to move on in this window, but unfortunately no deals came for him, or that no deals worked out for him. And we have Chris Wood, again, kind of slowing down, also getting a little bit older, so Oliver Burke may be the successor to him. And then we have the two youngsters, Thompson, who's yet to cement himself as even a squad player in this team, hasn't scored, hasn't really done anything notable. And Mumbungo, who again, I think he's a great player, but in the end, I don't know if he's going to be here for the entirety of this career mode for the future. Just he's already 22 years old, only 62 rated, and I just don't have enough time to, grow him that quickly. Maybe I'd send him out on loan, and I hope he goes up a couple overall, but I don't know if he's really someone for the future. But Oliver Burke, he's around 70 overall, 68, 69. Great stats already, very, very quick, pretty young as well, and has a decent amount of potential in the game. But as you can see, I accepted some deals for Ashley Barnes, but unfortunately none of them would go through as we're in the last 2 hours of the window. And in January, we brought in Mavididi, Oliver Burke, and Josh Tymon, and got rid of Jay Rodriguez and Dale Stevens. Not a bad transfer window, just bringing in some young players and getting rid of some old. And as you know, on the first day of the month, we'd have our scouting report and hopefully get a great player in, as we have Zachary Charles here, but Ollie Coles also has a great overall. But as you can see, there's one more player here, not this one, but Nicholas Walsh, 1.8 million. And this guy looked incredible, I have to tell you. And I'd show you guys him in the squad report. We've had some great players coming out of the academy. As Harrison Dawson, as you can see, has 86 to 94 potential. I did not realize we had such a good talent here, but Nicholas Walsh, the 6'6" left back. I checked the stats, great physical stats, good speed, and yeah, you gotta say this guy's a center back. There's no way I'm using a 6'6" left back. He's going straight on the center back plan, and that's where I'd be using him. Hopefully in the future, maybe he gets a spot in our team ahead of. Maybe in the future it'll be him and Ben Cabango, but looking a little ahead of ourselves now as we go into the replay game against Arsenal at the Etihad, playing a much stronger team. All of a sudden, they have all their star players in. So I decided to give Josh Tymon and Oliver Burke their debuts because why not? We brought them in the January transfer window. It's an FA Cup game, not that important. And I'll just try out some of the young players in this game and see how they do as we go into this game against Arsenal. Pretty important, but at the same time, I wouldn't even be that fussed if I got knocked out by Arsenal because they're obviously a great team. And I don't know if we're really there yet to go on cup runs, but Mavididi would turn past his man twice and win us a free kick. And that's honestly one of the first free kicks in like a dangerous area that we've won. And with John McGinn, I decided I was going to whip this one in, hopefully find someone to maybe put a header in with, as Oliver Burke is there and Gabriel will clear it out for a corner kick. And first chance of the game came for Arsenal, and yeah, I don't know what Nick Pope was doing there. Just kind of let the ball go in his net, and Gerard Moreno will score against us. And it's 1-0 to Arsenal. Kind of a frustrating goal to concede. I couldn't do anything about that. Just stupid, AI play from the goalkeeping and the center back just clearing your right to Gerard Moreno. Or I don't even know what happened there. It was just kind of a frustrating goal to concede. But as you can see, we brought in Max Mason for McGinn. Honestly, at this point, I don't know who I preferred because I thought McGinn in the beginning was a great transfer, but Brownhill has been immense for us, and I think Max Mason, honestly, has been our best midfielder this season, especially as of late, as Oliver Burke will get his first shot on target, and Joe Wellington is there to put the rebound in, and maybe they're forming a little bit of a connection after this game. The shot obviously put in by Oliver Burke and then converted by Joe Wellington, and I don't know, I don't know if Chris Wood would get in behind in such a position to get that opportunity. You know, I don't think he's fast enough, and it's honestly a good shot as well. I obviously wasn't trying to score from where Burke was, just maybe get a rebound as we luckily did. But right off the kickoff, Shaka puts in a brilliant ball for Nico Pepe, and he just speeds right past me down the line, and Odegaard would score there. And Josh Tymon showing maybe a little bit of inexperience there, coming from playing in the championship to starting his first game against Nicolas Pepe, as Gerard Moreno does one turn around my defender, and it's a great save by the goalkeeper. Just a difficult game, really, and Arsenal was dominating. There was no way we deserved any of the anything from this game, really. And that's how it would end too. We lose and we get knocked out of the FA Cup by Arsenal, the holders of the FA Cup. And yeah, we'd move on to the next game of the episode, and I think this might be the final game of the episode. I think this is against Fulham, and if it is, then yeah, it would be the final game of this episode. Yep, we're still yet to win a game on this new difficulty settings that I've made, so hopefully I'm good enough to perform in these kind of difficulties. And I mean, I don't feel like I've been dominated. I just feel like obviously it's a lot harder and a lot more difficult to get used to, as Arsenal was just a strong team. And Max Mason would get the first chance of the game, slipping in Brownhill. I went near post. I don't know why. I felt like the angle for far post was cut off, but Nick Pope would come out with a brilliant save here, and we look to counterattack, what we do so well in this career mode, as Brownhill plays Max Mason, takes an adventurous touch forwards, looking for the run from Oliver Burke, plays a brilliant ball in. Oliver Burke holds off 3 defenders, and he's in behind, then he scores. And the Scotsman maybe showing that he deserves a start in this team, as Oliver Burke scores off of another Max Mason assist. What a player we have in this club in Max Mason. A goal and 3 assists in this episode from the 17-year-old. Finally, putting his great form into stats. Hopefully by the end of the season he can rack up maybe 10 goal contributions. That would be a successful season, I think, for the 17-year-old who's been honestly superb all season. You just can't really see it because I only show goals and assists, really. So you will never really see what he does if he doesn't score. But, he's just, in the beginning, he was a little bit not disciplined in the midfield, taking, poor touches and dribbling too much. But I've managed to learn how to use him, and still you have that flair about him, but also, controlled and releasing the ball quicker. As you see in this episode, he's been quality on the ball. Every time he's had it, he's taken the ball forwards and, not wasted with the opportunity. I don't think he's really given the ball away once in this, as Joe Wellington would have an opportunity here to slip in Charlie Taylor. Charlie Taylor has McNeil for him, plays into Wood. Wood with a great pass, McNeil, and McNeil misses the target. The OG youngster. This guy is the Max Mason before Max Mason, and he's so important to us, but it was a poor opportunity to miss. And it's only 1-0 as Brownhill would play Max Mason, and Max Mason would take it up the field, and he sees the run from Joe Wellington. It's another brilliant ball. Can Joe Wellington finish? Of course he can. And it's another assist for Max Mason. A goal and 4 assists for the 17-year-old. And even though Joe Wellington has been racking up the goals this episode and been, obviously our best player this season, there's no, you could bring up Ben Mee, you could bring up even Darnell Furlong, who's had a great season. I don't think there's anyone that comes close to Joe Wellington. He's just been our top goal scorer, our top assister. Everything comes from him. But Max Mason, this episode, 1 goal and 4 assists. I think that he deserves to be named as the player of the episode. Finally getting that award, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. We beat Fulham on these new difficulties, on the new sliders, and it was a great game, a great performance. And yeah, that will wrap it up for this episode. As you can see, Max Mason, a goal and 4 assists, all those coming in this one episode. And thank you for being patient with me as I tried to get this episode out. Again, I promised you guys an episode yesterday. Just, I've been tired and I just didn't feel like doing the voiceover. But today I did the voiceover, and I will try to get another episode out tonight because I have nothing better to do. But thank you for watching. If you can drop a like and a subscribe on this video, it'd be very well appreciated. And yeah, have a great day, guys.